Well, listen, folks, we're going to go ahead and get started. And we're not going to have a very long meeting tonight, but we want to hear your stories and we want to answer questions. So, and I know that there's probably a bunch of questions. Sometimes questions pile up. You don't get a chance to run these questions by anyone. If you're in my group, you know that I've got several chats. One is called the Healthcare Support Chat. There's another Frequently Asked Questions chat. And then there's an Engage with Jonathan chat. So we use WhatsApp quite extensively. And if you have not done so, go into your back office and adjust your settings so that you can receive messages from the company and from your upline. Otherwise, you could be missing out on a lot of very, very important information. Did you all hear the announcement, by the way, about a price reduction in some of the microdaily products? Anybody hear the announcements? Okay, quite a few of you heard the announcements. I see one or two heads nod. Now I know James wasn't gonna miss that announcement, so he won't miss anything. I think he is tied in somehow with the corporate office, and I think they run stuff by James to make sure that it's okay for the field. So we're glad you have that kind of connection for us there, James. So, but if you have not, make sure that you are connected with the home office. You are missing out and could be missing out on valuable information. There's a newsletter that's been produced. Is everybody aware that there's been a newsletter that's been being published now since January? Probably before that. Well, James, they didn't bounce that one off. You did that, James. Okay, see? Now that you're saying, that means you're not getting all your emails. If you're not aware that there's a newsletter and it's been being published since January, you're not getting all your emails. You're disconnected. And for most of you, if you're not getting any messages from me, you're disconnected, because I'm sending out emails also almost every week. I'm sending out messages by email through the Engage back office. So if you don't have that enabled to receive messages from the company, you're also not getting messages from me, and you're not getting information that could be valuable to you, invaluable information. Okay, so I'm going to encourage you to do that. Make sure you go into your back office and do that. And what we'll do is, in fact, maybe toward the end of this meeting, we may take and do a screen share and walk you through exactly how to go into your back office and maybe do some of those setting adjustments. So it depends on how much time we have left over. Okay, so let's get ourselves started. For the record, my name is Jonathan Jones, and today is Thursday, and it's April the 20th. That means the first quarter of 2023 is come and gone. It's hard to believe, isn't it? Well, almost gone, but that's where we are. It's a little bit after 6:00 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And it's my pleasure, my privilege to be the host and moderator for this evening's discussion. And our goal this evening was to really hear from you and anyone who wants to share a story, because we know that there's a lot of stories out there that have just not been told. And even if those stories have been told, there are some updates to a lot of stories that we have not heard as yet. So we'd like to give you an opportunity to share some of those stories. And you got the notification that this meeting is being recorded and is being live streamed. So if you don't want people in other parts of the world knowing the great results that you're getting, this would not be the time for you to share your story. But if you're okay with people knowing how great the results are that you're getting, we're happy to give you an opportunity, a platform to be able to do that. Okay, so let's do that. Let's take the time now to hear some of your stories. Now, usually when I open up the forum like this, everybody says, well, my story's it's just not that big of a deal. It's only a minor thing. And I just, it's not that fantastic. It's not like Virginia Gilbo, who was 91 years old and suffering with congestive heart failure and everything else that was just about trying to kill her, who suddenly found herself in about 2 months' time out dancing at one of her great-grandchildren's weddings. And she was using a walker to get to the bathroom just to brush her teeth. And mind you, she'd have to take a break and wait in the bathroom to get her energy back up before she could brush her teeth. And 2 days after she started adding micronutrients back in her diet, she got up, walked to the bathroom, brushed her teeth, and came back and sat down. And she said, wait, what just happened? Because that had not happened in many, 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 many years. And then she walked 3, 4, 5 blocks in Atlantic City from one train to the next, unassisted. That's the kind of thing that having the right food in our body, micronutrients, can do to a person, and it can get you back moving again. So I said all that to give you a chance to give some thought to your story. So by now, I figured all the hands would be lit up on the board here, and I'd be struggling to try to figure out which one of you to choose. So, because what's going to happen next is, because I know some of your stories, I'm going to start calling you out, and just get you to go ahead on and tell your story that way. So that's probably what's going to happen here in just a minute. But before I do that, I'm going to share with you. Let's see. I think this is Carmen's story. Carmen's story was kind of interesting. So let's give you a chance to hear Carmen's story. Let me see if I can get this to behave properly. So her story, in my opinion, is kind of it typifies the kinds of things that anyone can experience. And so I think that this might be a good one that most of us might be able to relate to some of what Carmen says in her story. So it's your first time with us, is it? Okay, let's pause that and now tell the computer to go ahead and share Carmen's story with us. There's Carmen. Okay, so if for some reason you can't hear it, just unmic yourself, unmute yourself, and holler. And by the way, if you have questions that have not been answered, okay, Carmen, your chance. Carmen Thomas has a question. And welcome, Carmen. Carmen, this is your first time with us, is it?
Yes, it is.
Nice to have you with us.
Thank you. Nice to be here. No, I don't have a question. I just have an experience.
Well, we want to hear experiences. I mean, you came to the right place when it comes to experiences. So talk on.
Well, it's not a dramatic one. I just started taking the product yesterday for the first time. Okay. And I didn't know really what to expect in detail. And I've been taking herbs and vitamins for about 40 years. So I'm really in tune with my body. And so at first, I didn't realize what was happening at first, but then I put it together. Okay. So I took a scoop and a half of the collagen with my smoothie. I took my eye formula, my probiotic, and I took my 3 EMFs in the morning. And then in the mid-afternoon, I took my other 3. But before the afternoon, I mean, I was really, Wednesday, usually I'm at home doing things, cleaning, cooking, washing clothes and all that. But I'm usually like doing it very slow, little at a time, here and there, kind of, But I was really like doing this, doing that, wanting to do this, wanting to do that. I'm like, wait a minute. I said, that's not usually me. I said, what's going on here? Then it clicked, I said, it's got to be what I put into my body today. I mean, I hadn't felt like that in a long, long time. And that's my story. It's not that dramatic, like I said. But, like to me, I know I was surprised. Like I said, that was my first time ever taking. Right. So I can only imagine what it's going to continue to do. So I'm looking forward to on this ride and just to perhaps have a lot more experiences.
So your body finally got some food and
nourishment. Yeah,
and
nourishment.
it surprises you the way it works, huh?
So fast. Exactly. So fast. Hmm.
Same day.
Same day. Mhm.
Kinda like when you put-
And this, another thing, I'm very sensitive to caffeine. So I wasn't sure how my body was going to react with the caffeine. I was not jittery. Okay. And I do muscle testing. So when I tested the product, it said to take it exactly like the instructions said, 3 twice a day. And I'm like, are you sure? So I retested, and I said, okay, that's all. That's what I did. And sure enough, no jittery, and it's doing good.
That's pretty amazing. That's pretty amazing and nice to hear. And you said that you are normally very health conscious, so you're taking natural things.
Correct. But I've stopped taking everything else just to test this out. You follow me?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. That's the only thing I've taken yesterday. That's it. Nothing else.
And you said you haven't felt this way in a long, long time. Define long, long time. That's like in a week or two, a year or two, a decade or two, what?
To that degree like that, I probably would say before the pandemic. Okay. So I would probably say maybe a few years,
Okay.
3 or 4 years, something like that,
It's been years since you felt that kind of energy.
like that. Right.
Okay.
Exactly. Mm-hmm.
All right. Very good. Thank you very much for sharing.
Okay. So there's one story to kind of warm you up a little bit, and get you to recognize that there are people who have shared their stories, and that they were going to get. So that's why we have conversations and meetings just like this one. Okay, so now this is your chance. I'm going to zip it right now, and I gave you plenty of time to think out your questions or your comments. So your turn now. Go ahead. Anything you want to say or ask. Tony Green's the first one. So go ahead, Tony, and let's see if we can't see you also and bring you into the discussion.
Hold on. Let me do that then. Okay. All right. So the question I have, I'm looking at my back office. I haven't gotten stuff for a little while. The reward points balance. That means that how did that add up? How do they add the reward point balance? Because I have reward points building up. Did you hear me? I can't hear you.
We can't hear you, Jonathan.
We can't hear you.
How about now?
It's
Okay.
better now.
That's a very good question, Tony. But can we discuss that business question afterward when we shift over to talk about the back office a little bit?
Okay. Well, I'm gonna have to be leaving in about 15 minutes.
You'll be leaving in about 15 minutes. Okay. Then that means that you can hit me a note and we'll talk about it tomorrow.
Oh, okay. All right.
Want to focus in on the health things as much as
Okay. All right.
product.
All right.
Okay. Thank you. All right. Let's go. Okay. Who else wants to jump in there? Maybe only business questions is all that's on everybody's mind right now. That's okay. That's all right. But this is your chance. This is your chance. You can share your story. Okay. James, you want to give us an update on your story?
Yeah, I wanted to speak about how Michael Daly has totally changed my life. It has helped me in so many ways. I had a bad hip problem, that's gone. Constipation, that's gone. A lot of pain, and that's gone. But now it's been over a year now. I used to be sickly, say like every other day, but I am so grateful that I was introduced to Michael Daly. It has totally changed my life. And
Wow.
I've been a witness. Have learned to trust Jehovah. He provided this for me. I asked him, if this is from you, let me know, give me a sign. I haven't gotten none yet. So I know this is good and it's from Jehovah.
Well, that's wonderful. Wonderful to hear. And it's amazing to us to see the kind of results that you've been getting, James, because your improvement and your confidence has caused us to have even greater confidence in the product itself. So thank you very much for sharing your story. We appreciate you doing that and look forward to hearing even more from you in the future. Okay, anybody else? Thank you, James.
Yeah.
Anybody else? Carol Benjamin, you're going to tell us your story or give us an update, whichever you prefer. Let's see here. And it's not, you're not required to turn your cameras on, so I just let you all know that. We appreciate it for those who do, but if you don't have to, okay? So go ahead, please.
Okay. I started taking the product in January, and at that time, my shoulders and my knees, I'm just full of inflammation. And so I think I was kind of rushing it a bit. And so then you advised me to increase the EMF. So I've done that, and my shoulders feel a lot better. And so does the pain in my hips. So I can turn a little bit better in bed. But my knees, I'm still waiting on them to cooperate with me. So it's looking good though. It just seems at times that my knees get worse than better. So I'm assuming it's trying to get out. So hopefully that's it.
All right, well, very good. So which product are you taking?
I'm taking the EMF, the probiotic, and the collagen.
Mhm.
I ordered my husband ordered the brain boosting, so I started taking one or two of his. So I think I might, since he doesn't seem to, I know he needs it, but I can't say to get him to increase. So I'll use it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. All right. Well, very good. Very good. Thank you for sharing that. And how much of the collagen are you taking?
I'm taking the one a day, and I just started increasing it to 2
Mm-hmm.
in my tea. And I was kind of skeptical about that one. I mean, about the collagen, because I was thinking maybe that was the increase in because I'm not used to using the bovine pep collagen. But I'm trying it just to, because I was doing the eat right for your blood type before. So, and because of my blood type, it didn't suggest the bovine collagen. So I'm trying it to make sure that it's working for me.
Okay. Okay. All right. Well, very good. I'm glad that you're trying it and glad that you're going to twice a day. You're taking 1 scoop twice a day?
Yes.
Okay, that's good. And you understand the value of this collagen formula in particular, right?
Yes. It has
Okay.
the enzyme prohibitor in it.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
Yeah.
does all the gut stuff.
Yes. Yeah. It's doing all kinds of amazing things to the body. The other collagens and collagen peptides can be very good, but it's like, putting water in a bucket that's got a hole in it.
Mm-hmm.
So the difference here is that you have a collagen that there's no hole in the bucket. So
Good.
you get to keep what you make. So be patient with it, give it time, and keep give it some time. So the knee pain you haven't had knee replacement surgery or anything yet?
No, I haven't.
Okay. Okay. So you just need to see the inflammation go down. And how much micro daily did you say you're taking?
Twice a day, once, once in the morning and once in the evening.
And it's the EMF. So you're taking 3 capsules in the morning, 3 capsules in the evening,
No, I've increased that to 6 morning and 6 evening.
6 in the morning, 6 in the evening. Okay. Yeah, very good. Very good. I'll stick with that. And if the budget will allow it, do it a 3rd time in the middle of the day, and that will give you more anti-inflammatory properties. So
Okay,
you'll see the oxidative stress go down even more.
okay. Sometimes I would do it like, I would still do 12, but I would break it up in 4, 4, 4.
Mm-hmm.
So, but you're suggesting that I do 6, 6, 6?
If you can.
Okay,
Yeah. If your budget will allow it, the more of this stuff you take, the
Mhm.
quicker you get the results.
okay,
Because what you're experiencing is not uncommon for most of us. It's inflammation.
right.
And when that inflammation is hitting those joints, particularly like the knees, it screams. It screams. I mean, I know the pain of that. I kneeled down to put some air in a tire hand truck, and it felt like someone jabbed an ice pick in my knee.
Mhm.
It was probably one of the worst pains I've ever felt.
Yep,
But I don't have that problem anymore. And but I stay on top of it. Now I stay ahead of it. I don't wait to react to my body telling me it's got a problem. I'm staying ahead of it now. So
okay,
I experienced that. So come back and let us know
I
you know,
will,
what happens. Keep us posted.
I will. Thanks.
Thank you. Thank you for sharing your story. Okay. So there we go. See, that wasn't so painful, folks. That wasn't so painful at all. So, okay, who wants to share their story next or has a question? Tony.
Yeah, I have ongoing story. As a healthcare
We want to
professional.
hear your story. So
Yeah,
hang on for a second. Let's get you on the screen here, Tony.
Okay, hold on. Yeah, I have an ongoing story. As a healthcare professional for about 40 years, I've been with a lot of products, and I worked with COVID. I never tested positive. I test myself at every little opportunity. I never test positive. And I contributed to the micronutrients. Supplementing with the micronutrients I believe it gives my body the protection against the virus. I'm not against the vaccine. I do the vaccine and everything, but I'll be right there with that COVID stuff and be around it. I'm not careless. I still do my mask and stuff, but I think that I'm a firm believer because of the ingredients in there, the bona fide ingredients in the micro daily is proven to help respiratory system. That's why I'm speaking from a professional point of view, and I'm a living proof.
Excellent. Thank you. Thank you very much, Tony. And he's been around that respiratory therapist profession for a long time. And I remember coming out to visit him in Lake Charles, Louisiana area. And boy, did I learn a lot about that whole respiratory world. So thank you. Thank you very much, Tony, for giving us an update and sharing your story. Okay, still got time for 1 or 2 more.
Hello, can you hear me, Jonathan?
Way too long. Yes. What's your name, please?
I'm Beverly.
There's Beverly. Okay, Beverly.
Yes. I didn't have any health issues, but started taking my microdaily. My energy is through the roof, and it has been since. I've recommended it to a number of people, and I'm getting such great feedback. My request, I have a request. I hope I can request. I know that the collagen is, I'm hearing about how awesome it is, and some people who have recommended, I have recommended it to have been also telling me about it. But I myself and quite a few people that I know would love to be able to take it. And so they're vegans. We're all vegans. So I was wondering if you could put in a good word for us, so that the doc could just come up with something, for a vegan collagen. Because we're very jealous and we're desperate to join in. But some of us we're vegan, and some of because of spiritual beliefs. So if you could be kind enough to put in a few words.
Okay. I have no objection putting in a few words, but let me just say this, okay?
Mhm.
Do you have any idea where that bovine got those peptides to the components to build those collagen peptides from?
The bones of animals that you're asking me about?
Nope. The animal itself got it from plants.
Well, we know that.
So, I mean, I know this is kind of crazy, but I consider myself a vegan once removed.
Mhm.
So if it ate plants, I'm good with it. So,
Yeah, that's so true, because
I
so
know.
that's one of the reasons why I'm asking if we can do if you could do a plant-based, because that's where the animals get it from, basically. And so a lot of us are also where I know you have to kill the animal to get the bones, so and so we're asking if we could do plant-based.
Mhm.
That would be wonderful, because there are a lot of vegans out there who would love to do this.
Yeah. Yeah. And that may open up a whole nother
I'm telling you, it would.
Mhm.
Everyone I speak to about it, it's like, yes, but when they find out that it's, bovine, it's then okay, no. So please, Jonathan, whatever
Well,
works.
I'm going to mention it. I'm going to mention it. There's no question about it. And I think that there will be a time. Don't get me wrong. I do believe that there will be a time, especially when this company gets big enough, that they'll be able to add on, more products like that are vegan in nature.
Right.
Because the benefits that folks are getting from this is just astronomical. So
Yeah, I've heard. Mhm.
yeah, it's mind numbing. It is I won't go a day without it personally. And so I take it twice a day,
Mhm.
about doubling it up because I don't want my knees to start, breaking down. So
Right.
I'm, so we'll see how it goes, but I will pass on your request. I will speak directly with Dr. Prasad,
Bless you.
and no guarantees it's going to go anywhere.
I know.
They made some announcements about some new products that are coming out soon. June, there's a new product that you guys are going to be out of your mind excited about. In July, there's another product that's coming out that you're going to be out of your mind excited about.
Okay.
And then in September, on the family vacation in Cancun, Mexico,
Mhm.
with Dr. Prasad, they're going to be announcing yet another product. So,
Wow.
but we'll stick the bug in their ear and let them know that almost every month now, since the collagen has been released, someone has asked for a vegan version of it. Almost every
Yeah.
that question has come up. So
Okay. And I'm affiliated with a lot of people. I mean, there's so many people I've spoken to. So, there's a huge market out there.
all right, I will make
Okay.
sure to mention that. Thank you very much,
Thank
Beth,
you.
for sharing your story as well. Okay.
Thank you, Jonathan.
All right. And Stephanie Pink Card, you have a question or a comment, Stephanie?
I was just gonna piggyback off the lady that just spoke.
Oh, wait a minute, you piling on me?
No, I have a customer who, and maybe she's not probably, she's probably not vegan anymore, but I mean, that's her regimen that she followed. But after I told her about the collagen and I told her the benefits that it would give her, because she had so many different ailments in her body that had to do with where she needed that collagen. She started taking it because she felt like the benefits outweighed what she was trying to do. Now that may be, she's probably not considered a true vegan anymore, but she told me the benefits she was getting outweighed what she had to made adjustments in her lifestyle. Now everybody is not going to do that, but for her, that was what she did because she chose to, what she was dealing with in her body. She needed something that was going to give her the help she needed. So that was a choice that she had to make, but she was so glad that she said she made it because the benefits really outweighed what her following. So she's probably not considered a true vegan anymore, but
She set it aside. And that's understandable. There are some people like that, and some people will make choices, about their diet this way or that. I heard a story about a gentleman up in the New York area. Someone played one of those videos for him. There's so many of them out there. I think this one was Forks Over Knives. And he concluded that in order for him to remain alive, he was going to have to give up everything that was near and dear to him and switch over to, like Beverly, completely vegan lifestyle. And he was so attached, to his way of life. He said, his words were that I'm told I would rather die. And he did. So some people would rather go down with whatever suffering they're experiencing and stick to, their, especially if it's a spiritual thing, they would rather stick with, with that. But I don't know if you guys have heard some of the testimonials that have come out about this collagen. I'm sure it's been several of them. If you have not, make sure you listen to this past Sunday's meeting and hear Sheila Lively's story. That was, for me, just mind-numbing that anybody who was scheduled for double hip replacement surgery, could get the kind of results that she got. She said that she no longer needed it. The pain was not completely gone, but she no longer needed double hip replacement, surgery because of that collagen. So we know that it works, and Beverly's not challenging that at all. She just wants us to put in a good word to see if we can't get that from some plant somewhere. So we will do that. We have the company's ambassador, the only ambassador in the entire company, has joined us for our presentation this evening. So I'm going to let him know that he needs to add that to the request also, so we can get him to join the discussion for that. So just so you know, Jeff, Beverly just put in the word she wants us to ask, try to get Dr. Prasad to give us a vegan collagen peptide formula. So keep that in the back of your mind so we can start championing it for that, okay?
Sounds good.
Okay, Beverly, you got two. Because have you gotten a lot of requests for that, Jeff?
You know what, we have, and Dr. Prasad has come back to us, and he said that he just could not replicate the efficacy of a plant-based collagen because it just he couldn't get the same results.
Mm-hmm.
So he tried the marine, the fish based. He's tried multiple others, and it came back to the bovine is what he could derive the best results from.
And so what has been the argument in favor of vegans going with the peptide that is bovine sourced?
Yeah, and so we
know some vegans that have gone with, it's definitely just one.
Yeah, we've had several vegans that have just said, you know what, I'm gonna try it and let the results speak for itself, and they're pretty much hooked on it.
Okay.
And the way that Dr. Prasad described it is that this would be a portion of the cow that would be discarded. And so we're actually extending its useful purposes as to something that would go unutilized.
Mm-hmm.
So even in his upbringing, being Indian, it was a big deal to decide on this particular two forms of collagen peptides. And anyway.
Mm-hmm. Okay. All right. That speaks volumes right there. He tried every other possibility. And so to try to give us the highest quality, he chose the bovine, even going against his own upbringing, his natural upbringing.
Yep.
Very interesting. Okay. Thank you, Jeff. All right, folks, we got time for maybe one or two more. So this is your chance. We're not going to take your window. So if you've got a story you want to share, now is your time to tell us your story. Angelique has shared part of her story before. I'm trying to call her out right now because she had some interesting results with thyroid. And she might be willing to tell us a little bit about her thyroid results, because there's folks that have those kinds of issues and they just never get any clarity on how anyone could benefit from micronutrients that have had some thyroid issues. So if you want to share, Angelique, we're going to give you an open mic to do that. And anyone else, by the way, I'm just picking on Angelique because I know her.
Okay. Well, I've had thyroid problems for a few decades, and I didn't know it, but I was diagnosed with hypothyroid when I was in my late 30s. And that explained a lot of things like weight gain, always tired. I mean, I was exhausted all the time and I didn't know why. And edema, always swelling of the hands and the feet. So nobody knew it. No, I mean, you can't really tell. It's just something you have to be diagnosed with. So through the years, just trying to figure out what to do, because at that time there was not very much information on thyroid health. Now there's a lot of it. But when I started taking Microdaily, I started with the green one, the original one. The tiredness went away. That was almost immediate. And the swelling went down. So the inflammation went away. So that was immediate results. And so then I decided, at first I just didn't have a lot of money for Microdaily, but later on I said, let me experiment with it. So I tried the methylated next. I started going up. And I could see more results. I could see memory coming back. I could think again, because that's another symptom of thyroid. You can't think. Wound healing. If you have like you damage yourself, it doesn't heal properly. But now the wound healing, it comes back. Just all the little things that are associated with thyroid issues, they started to kind of go away. You could see improvement. I could see improvement in my life. I'm still I take Armor thyroid. I never took the other kinds because I knew you needed a T3 and a T4. So I decided to take that type. So when I went for my last appointment, my range, I do not go to a thyroid doctor. So I'm just doing that basic where the doctors just test you for your T4. It's close to the range of optimal. It's not quite there yet, but it's getting there. But so then I said, this week I decided I am going to go back to upping the thyroid because I want to see if I can get off this Armor thyroid, period. So I upped it some more. I'm taking 9 in the morning and 9 at night. And I upped my collagen to a scoop in the morning and a scoop at night because I could really see a benefit with the collagen also. The nails stop breaking, the hair is growing back because you do lose your nails and you lose your hair. So, and your skin is super dry. So you have this aging effect because of thyroid. So when I upped the collagen, I could feel and see the suppleness coming back. The dryness was going away. So I'm working on that. I'm experimenting by increasing the dosage to see if it'll do something in a few months, say the 3 months, maybe get off of the medication. That's my hope. But even if I don't, I feel really good and I see a big difference. I take methylated and EMF and then collagen and eye boost because I don't know if eyesight going bad with thyroid. I'm not sure about that, but so those are the ones I'm taking.
All right, very good. Very good. Thank you very much for sharing your story and with such clarity. That's important because anyone who is dealing with the same kinds of issues, that's what they're going to want to know. They're going to want to know, okay, what direction should I go in? And so you really helped us to see that clearly. Thank you very much, Kathy, for sharing your story. And we look forward to your client too, who had interesting results with their breast cancer, getting her back on to share that story again as well. So let her know that folks want to hear what happened to her whenever she feels comfortable sharing it again. Okay.
Okay, because yes, she is definitely breast cancer free. She's floating around now because of that.
Wow. Wow. She's excited about that, I bet.
Yes. So yeah, she wants to share it. I didn't know if she was on here today. I didn't remind her, but I can remind her next Thursday.
Give us the Cliff Note version of it.
The Cliff Note is last year she was diagnosed with breast cancer, and she also got COVID after that diagnosis. So they said she had long haul COVID and to get her affairs in order because they were expecting her to go out. So that was September of last year. They told her to get her affairs in order. Just before she caught the COVID, she had ordered the Micro Daily because I could tell her health was really going down. So she had ordered it. So she was in the hospital. When she came out, I said, is your product there? She said, yes. So she took it. Saturday night, Sunday morning, she said, I have some energy. I haven't had energy in weeks. Monday, she was at the grocery store shopping. She went from no energy to going to the grocery store in Saturday night, taking it, Sunday, and then Monday. So that was parts of 3 days.
Wow.
4 months from then, she was checking to see about the lump. She said, that lump, I can't find it. It's gone. That was 4 months of just taking the EMF 3 in the morning and 3 at night. So 6 months later, she went back because they were going to, test her so they could put her on the protocol for breast cancer, the radiation and everything. So, they got to test to see how much it's grown. They couldn't find it. They did the test. They didn't find anything. So they did the test again. And they were upset because they found nothing. And they were going to do the test a third time. She said, no, you guys tested me twice already. It's not there. The lump is gone. They told her she was cancer free. And that was only 6 months of taking EMF.
And what was her dosage?
3 in the morning, 3 in the evening. That's all she would take because her oncologist didn't even want her to take it. She kept trying to get her to stop, but she's like, no, I'm taking it. She told her oncologist, "You're just mad because you didn't prescribe it for me." And she said, "Okay, just take it then."
That's not fair. Call the oncologist out. That's just not fair. That's cold.
No, that was just funny, but
That's so she took the standard amount and in 4 months was told by her oncologist that she was cancer free. And prior to that, she was told get her affairs in order.
yes.
That must make you feel rewarding. It must be, a rewarding feeling.
I think it's amazing. I'm still like, wow. So she's working on some other health problems. So her granddaughter, her granddaughter said, "Nana, you're holding out on all the good stuff." So she said, "What are you talking about?" She says, "I want some of that too." This granddaughter had hurt her foot while playing. I think it was like a micro break or something. And so the doctors had said she was going to need surgery on her foot. She's something like 10 years old, I think. And so she just started taking one a day, and she no longer needs surgery. It healed. And that was just one EMF a day for this child.
How old is the child?
I think she's 10.
10 range. Okay. That's
So
pretty amazing. That's pretty amazing. Well, thank you very much. You have you're just loaded with stories for us. And so exciting to hear that these are the kind of results that people are getting. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Oh, thank you.
And your friend, what's her name again? So we can make sure that we look for her when she shows up on the meeting.
Shayna.
Shayna. Ah, yes, Shayna. Okay, yeah, she shared part of her story, I think, last week during the historic flood. So that's good. We'll get her to come back again. So thank you again, Kathy, for sharing those amazing stories with us. So keep in mind, folks, as we've mentioned before, what you hear on meetings like this is for information, educational purposes only, and testimonials are purely anecdotal. What happens to one person may or may not happen to you. So Engage Global, myself, and the other co-hosts, we don't make any claims that these products cure, treat, or heal in any way, shape, or form. But we do, I personally call it the food that's missing from food. That's just my personal designation of it, because it's just micronutrients that we should be getting from our diet. There should be no reason why we should be taking any supplements like this. These gummies, by the way, it says on here kids formulation, but for some reason I'm like a magnet to this jar. So this is like my third jar in the past couple of weeks. So if you want to have something around you that is good for you and it kind of makes you feel like you got a snack, that's a good thing to keep around. And as you know, a price reduction. Engage Global has done a price reduction. So, but anyway, get back with the person who invited you to this discussion, and they will help you to set up your account and get access to these amazing products. So we have just a couple minutes left, and Marie Houston, are you still here? Because we've been sharing Marie Houston for quite a bit.
Yes, I'm here.
All right, excellent. I just want to ask you a couple of questions in the few minutes that we have left here, because your story has been quite an interesting one. So could you just do me a favor, and what are the health issues that you've been suffering with? There was like 4 of them you were suffering with, right?
Type 2 diabetes, rheumatoid arthritis, irregular heartbeat, and hypertension. And I can thankfully say that I started the products in November, and I even had breast surgery in my left breast. There was infection in there, in October. And I had the surgery, also had carpal tunnel surgery 1 week, and then the breast surgery the next week. But once starting these products, I started off with the EMF and the collagen and the probiotic. And my doctors gave me such great reports that all of the infection in my breast was gone. And I went and had a mammogram done, and they said that you're great. We'll see you in a year. Okay. And matter of fact, I got another letter from the hospital that I went to today saying the same thing. So they sent me this letter twice saying, you are doing great. We found nothing wrong at all. And then I had a lung scan because I'm been a smoker. And the previous scan that I had, there was a little scarring, they said. But the one that I recently had, oh, they said, you are clear, nothing. And my type 2 diabetes used to be like well over 200. And I've had that for several years. And now my numbers, they're down 110, 120, you know, and my doctors, they are saying that I'm doing so great. And even the rheumatoid arthritis, I was taking this methotrexate, which is a high-risk drug. And the doctor said, hey, your numbers, they did all kind of tests, blood work and the scans, all of that. And she says, we're going to ease you off of this methotrexate. And I no longer have to take that. My primary doctor, she took me off of glipizide for the diabetes. And also my rheumatoid doctor took me off the folic acid. And my primary doctor took me off of the, hydrochlorothiazide. So that's 4 medications that I don't have to put in my body any longer. And I feel great. I have energy. The rheumatoid arthritis had me where I couldn't even brush my teeth or even comb my hair. It was with great difficulty. And then I would have these flare-ups where I couldn't even raise my hand. And I'm just doing so well. And the energy, I'm 72 years old, and I have steps, a second floor. Man, some of my people said, girl, you running up and down the steps. What are you doing? I said, I can't help it. I have this energy. I just feel great. And I used to not be able to fix a full meal, and I'd have to bring my chair to the kitchen and sit there as I prepare my meal. No chairs anymore. And then another thing, I had therapists coming every week, twice a week. They would come for me for the arthritis and hypertension and all of that. And my numbers are so great, they stopped it all. I had a nurse that would come once a week. I no longer have any of that. And I was only taking like 3 of the EMF in the morning and 3 in the evening. And I got these great results. And I mean, the energy that it gave me is what was so surprising to me. And I'm just doing great. And I'm glad I don't have to put those drugs in my body any longer. I'm doing just great, Jonathan.
Now, Marie, are you trying to tell me, you're trying to sell to me that you're taking the amount that a healthy 20-year-old should be taking? That's what you're trying to tell me?
That's all I was taking. 3 in the morning and 3 in the evening. That's it. And the probiotic and the collagen, which I love. Yes, that's it. I didn't increase any pills or anything. And I've had these issues for years.
Jeff Ashby, our ambassador affiliate, Jeff, how is it that somebody with as many problems as she described should get that kind of results, taking the dose that a healthy 20-year-old should be taking? Explain this to me, Jeff.
Well, this was just amazing to hear the story again and have her take a little bit more time with all of us. But, it's a correction of missing micronutrients. And we know Dr. Prasad says even one micronutrient, if we're missing it, could cause a cascade of other events in our bodies. Now, I know we've worked with people over the last 10 years that it takes more than the maintenance dose to achieve their desired outcome. But it might be that Marie's body is just, there's that 1 or 2 or 10 nutrients that by just making that little bit of a change, adding them into her diet has
Yeah.
been what it needed to overcome some of these issues that had cropped up. And the exciting thing for me is that she described what you and I always say, and that's, Jonathan, we need to have you visit with your primary physician, or they've specialized so much that one of them's responsible for this and this and this and that, and and we're grateful to have access to them, but those physicians really care about Marie, because they're saying, you know what, we're going to back this off, we're going to lower this, we're going to stop this one altogether, because the reason that we were using it is because your body, and that's it's called reactive medicine versus responsive. And we talk about the micro daily, just it being a support to the body's natural response. And when the
Yes.
body is responding that way, thank you, Marie. When the body is responding,
Thank you.
you
for
don't,
micro daily.
yeah. Absolutely. don't
Thank you,
need to go down-
Jesus. That's what I say.
There we go. It's
All
just,
right.
Thank you.
Yep. And I just have to help folks to understand something here. Even a little bit of the right thing is making a major impact on the body. Marie said she was a smoker, so her body was loaded with free radicals and oxidative stress and scar tissue, and yet she responded so dramatically. So again, folks, we say results are atypical. What happens to one person may or may not happen to you. But Angelique shared her story. Marie shared her story. Beverly shared her story. James Peters shared his story. And who else? There's others. Carolyn shared her story tonight. We've been hearing this kind of same thing over and over again. Some had to take a lot more. Some, like Marie, getting by on 1 bottle a month. I for the life of me, I would have never told her that she was going to be able to get by with 1 bottle a month. I take 2 a month, and I've never had diabetes. I take 2 a month.
we do the same. We do the same, but it was a twice-a-day dose. Other than the granddaughter that we heard about, everything else tonight was based on a minimum of twice a day, because we need to support the body. So just amazing.
All right, folks. So thank you all very much for joining us. And Jeff, thanks for coming on. And listen, folks, we're talking to Dr. Prasad this coming Sunday about chronic pain and inflammation. So we dance around it here with these anecdotal stories, but now we get to stomp on it with the scientist himself, the formulator. So some of these very same stories, Dr. Prasad will be able to comment on the science behind how and why this is happening. So you want to make sure that you're here for that on Sunday at 5 o'clock Eastern time. Make sure you invite anybody that you care about, and tell them that if they can only stay for the first 15 minutes, that's fine. They don't have to stay for the entire 45 minutes if they don't want to, but just tell them if they can just stay for the first 15 minutes, likely they'll learn something or hear something that may motivate them to stay a little bit longer. So you might want to try and do that. And I don't know of any other meetings that are taking place
Tonight.
tomorrow except at Lunch and Learn. Oh, tonight there's a meeting.
Tonight, David Namelka, the owner of the company, and myself are going to be there discussing the testimonies of the the financial side, the opportunity that exists around helping people.
Perfect.
About an hour.
Perfect. So what's in Jeff?
It's at 8 p.m. Eastern on the 291 Zoom link. It's
For
corporate.
anyone who's interested in the business, that's 8 o'clock, 8 p.m. Eastern time. For those of you who would like to stick around for about 15 minutes, I'm going to do a quick walk through the back office. So stick around for a few minutes and we'll do a quick walkthrough for the back office. I'll show you how to find those newsletters in your back office, okay? Thank you, everybody. Y'all have a good night. Thank you, Jeff.
Thank you, guys. Love you.
Thank you.
Love you too. Love you all.
Thank you.
All right.
Bye-bye.
That's one. Bring it up. Log. Okay, all right. We're just going to take a couple minutes to do this little walkthrough, and because everybody needs to know how to find some of your resources, some of the tools that you have access to in your back office. A couple things that I think everybody should do is just about every day of the week, Taya Hansen is doing a getting started training. And I believe it's around noon Eastern time, 1 o'clock Eastern time, something like that. But you can also see that in your banner. I'll show you that here in just a second, so you can find that also. But you should take time at some point to make sure that you take that training, and don't think it's just for beginners. So you'll learn little things that's going to help you with your business if you're interested in the business side of this. So we're going to take and log into, let's go into Joanna's account. So you use your username and then put your password in and just log in, and you come to your home page just like this. And you see a number of things, you know, in the I payout area up there toward the top right. That's how much money that you have earned that you have not taken out yet. So that's where that would show up. Up at the top there, you see those dots, the bells. Those are notifications of maybe different ones in your organization that have purchased something. So those are notifications. So when one of your customers is making a purchase, that's where it shows up right there. And you see that thing that says 30. That is also messages that that you're getting from usually from your upline or even from customers who are trying to reach you. So when you click on that, there it is. There's a bunch of folks there that some of those you can click on the one that says that's just showing recent ones, but you can also just narrow it down to the unread messages also. And you can see what messages you have not read or people in your organization have not read messages. So that shows up right there. So that's what that is over there on the top right. So you want to check in there periodically because that's where you're going to be getting messages from me. So if I'm sending you messages telling you about some testimonials that are amazing, some of those very testimonials are things that you can use to help introduce information and the product and the business to your clients. Now, before I go to the part where the newsletters are, look at this banner right here. If you put your mouse over it, you can click to the right and you can see all these things. This is what you want to look for right here. This is basic get started training. So Monday through Friday from 1 p.m. to 2 p.m. Mountain Time. So 1 p.m. Mountain Time is what, 3 o'clock Eastern Time? So yeah, there it is, 3 p.m. Eastern Time. So all the times are right there. So 12 p.m. Pacific, 1 p.m. Mountain, 2 p.m. Central, 3 p.m. Eastern Time. So there it is. You want to make sure that you do that at least once. And then anytime that you're in training or bringing someone else on, make sure they get on that meeting. Then she has an advanced training. That's Monday and Thursday only at 2 p.m. Mountain. So that's, this looks wrong. If that says 2 p.m. Mountain, that should be 4 p.m. Eastern Time. So there's a mistake on that one. Okay, so, but there it is. So there's your information and the schedule right there on the banner. So just go through the banner because this is where the most important information is. And make sure you encourage anyone that you're exposing to the business to click on every single one of this. These are resources that that they should be taking advantage of. And if you haven't done so, you need to click on every single one of these and make sure you know about it. Here's the recording of the meeting where the Micro Daily Kids Gummies was reduced. Here's an upcoming meeting here, April the 24th. Dave Nemelka and Robin Hanson are doing a preferred customer referral program. There's an announcement that's going to be made. That's next Monday night. So you might want to make sure that you're on that meeting as well. Here's a look at the corporate calendar and all the events. Everything up here, these are all important pieces of information as it relates to your business. So look at that. Those are the main things that the company's doing for you to help your business. Now, over here on the left side in the gray bar area, that's where you can access all of your resources and all your tools. So the home screen, that's where we are right now. The next one down says business. Under business, that's where you can access your dashboard, your report center, your pay history, your volume history, and all kinds of other reports there. That's not what we're looking at today. We're going to click on tools. Under tools, you move your mouse over to documents and media. That's what I'm trying to get you guys to make sure that you go in and access these newsletters. So there's all of your media, information, documents that are available to you. There's some Spanish information, social media posts. So if you really want to build your business, all of your documentation is right here. So you don't have to carry around a notebook anymore. It's all right there. You can access this all on your device. So can anybody tell me where's the best chances of us finding the newsletters for the month? Someone unmic, please, and tell me which one of those I should click on if we want to see the newsletters. Oh, you didn't know you're going to be tested, did you? I should have warned you ahead of time that there was going to be a test. Just unmute yourself because I can't see anything right now. And just,
Down where it says newsletters.
oh, there you go. So that should have been my first clue, huh? The part that says newsletters. There you go. So if I click on newsletter, it expands it. And if I click on all, there they all are. The first one was in December, then January, February, March, and then April. So now, by a show of hands, and you can raise your digital hand, how many of you already have read all of those newsletters that the company put out starting in December? So who's done that? Whoever's done that, you're going to get a free gummy. When I say gummy, I mean a gummy. I mean one of these. No? How many have read 4 out of 5? How many have read 3 out of 5? 2? One? Yay! Somebody read 1. That's what I'm talking about. Way to go. 3 people have at least read 1 of them. Please go back in here and by Sunday, come back and tell me that you read all 5 of these newsletters. And tell me which one is your favorite, okay? So I want to hear that on Sunday. Which one is your favorite? Okay? Thank you. Only the one who read all 5 got the gummy, so sorry, I'm doing a gummy thing. Okay, so any questions about this? You got the process. This is recorded, so you'll actually be able to see this again if you want to. No questions about this? Okay. So please keep in mind, take advantage of the Get Started training and the advanced training. Take advantage of it. That will help you to help others. So the company is now bringing you on board all kinds of little tools that's going to help us. And you won't believe what's coming down the pipe. The legacy team, we just had a meeting yesterday. You will not believe some of the resources that are coming down the pipe, all designed to help you to build a business. So it's about to change. So if you've been sitting on the fence and you've got people sitting on the fence, now's the time to bring them on board, because things are about to get a whole lot more interesting. Okay, any questions? We lost Anthony, because Anthony's question was about, what was that question again? I didn't take any brain boost today. What was Anthony's question? Okay, well, he'll text it to me and then we'll go from there. But I've had no brain boost today, so I'm sorry, folks. It's going really, really slow. Really, really slow. Okay, so there we have it. We'll see you guys on, when's it going to be? We're going to see you on Sunday. Make sure that you're there. Make sure that you have your guests there. And there may not be much of an opportunity to Dr. Prasad, questions, but you will hear what's going to be happening as far as inflammation is concerned. That's going to be, in my opinion, one of the most amazing things.
Thank you.
Questions?